the whole field of speech and language, it has come to a crossroads, I think, because in the last 10 years or so, so much rapid progress has been made on so many fronts using mainly deep learning and related techniques, whether it's for speaker ID or diarization or speech transcription or synthesis or even translation, dialogue systems, text understanding, that people are starting to think, hey, this thing works. So have we solved these problems? Is this the end of the road? Can we now just go build applications? And the dramatic success has also sort of, upset some of the traditional ways of doing research and some of the older techniques where there was a lot of emphasis on understanding speech production or speech perception or human cognition. They appear, and I use the word appear very carefully because I don't know that that's the truth. They appear not to be relevant anymore. So the question becomes, what should students entering this field learn? And in many ways, these are all tied together into some of the bigger questions. And this seems like a good time to try and answer them. And to answer them, what we decided to go to some more senior and experienced folks who've actually seen this before. And for those of you who may not remember, there was a similar revolution in speech and language about 30 years ago, maybe 40 years ago, when hidden Markov models and other statistical data-driven methods came first to speech recognition and then to NLP and machine translation. And there was a similar angst among researchers saying, hey, what about all this linguistic knowledge we use to build these systems? Are they just going to go away? Will there be no role for them? And there are several people who are still very active in the field who have been through that phase. So I felt that we could go back and reach out to them and ask, hey, how was it then and was it now? Do you think we are done with this research? Do you think these techniques are going to solve the remaining problems? What is the role for knowledge about speech production and perception? What's the role for traditional statistical modeling and learning? And in the hope of this panel is to bring these people's experience, along with the younger people who are now active in the field and pushing the frontiers, to sort of create a set of larger agenda items and questions that we want to answer in this field in the next few years. So this is a panel that is looking both to the past to learn from what happened and to the future, saying, where do we want to go in this field? What are the big open questions we want to tackle? What are the techniques we need to master in order to tackle them? Where do we think the next breakthroughs might come from, and so on and so forth. So this panel is both a retrospective and looking forward to see what happens in speech and language. So one of the things we want to do with this panel is involve the community in even posing the questions that we want our colleagues to think about and answer. So if you have a question that you want the panel to discuss, please send it to us.